You messed up again, and your family can say you're failing. Your girl can say she has her doubts, and the world cannot believe. But that's your vision. The righteous man falls 7 times and gets up again. You're going to mess up, and that doesn't mean your faith is weak. What determines your faith is how fast you return back to the cross after you mess up. It can be anything, and you can fail, and you can spend the next week moping around and waste your time in your bed scrolling and thinking and just having all the worst thoughts, just letting it get to you. Or you can turn back to the cross and keep the progress stacking, return back and fix what you did wrong. It's when you fail that the doubts start to kick in, and if you let people know about your failures, they'll start doubting you, they'll start hating, they'll reassure you that you're going in the wrong direction and that you shouldn't be messing up. But in reality, the righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up again. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. We can't be perfect and we're going to keep messing up, but what matters is how fast we can return to the cross. If once you fall, you can pick yourself right back up and come back. That's all that matters. Let me give y'all boys an example. So in trading, as you know, we're almost halfway through the month of May, and I had a really good first week. And on the second week, I sized up because now it's about that time. I've been doing the same size for about a month and a half, and now I'm bumping it up. And on the first day of sizing up, I played it super cautiously because I ain't trying to do anything stupid, you know what I'm saying? And on the second day, I broke a lot of rules and I fell. You know, I lost a lot of money on that second day, but instead of moping around, you know, it hit a couple hours, but I was quick. I got back up. I got myself back in the word, and I picked myself back up and I returned back to the cross. And I told myself, I'm not going to let my setback define me. I'm not going to let money define me. The only thing that can define me is Jesus. Let me tell you that no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you fall, if you pick yourself back up and return back to God, He can restore all things. I told myself that, and the very next day I made it all back and some. I made it all back and some. You want to know why? Because I serve a God that has no limitations. I serve a God that's too big for the problems that I got. Stop falling and thinking you can't return back. Stop falling and thinking your problems are too annoying for Him, or too much for Him, that He can't handle it. When you mess up, you got to return back, man. I pull no views, so if you're watching this video, this means this is for you, so you better listen up, man. You better open up your ears and listen, bro. I'm here to remind you that the righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up again, bro. This is real. Been here too many times, bro. I can't tell you how many times I've done something stupid and I've fallen, and I'll spend the next 3 days wasting it away, just being all up in my head, you know, and just letting it get to me and getting down because of it, and just being too stubborn to return back to God, bro. I've done it too many times. And what happens every single time you come back? You realize that He's actually welcoming you back with open arms, man, and that all along He had a plan and that He can use all things for good. You gotta fall so you can become better, bro. You gotta stop letting your setbacks define you. You gotta stop getting emotional when you lose. Stop getting emotional when you fall, bro. Stop letting other people get in your head. It's going to happen. And when it does happen, are you ready to pick yourself back up and return back to God, bro? Because He's always ready to hold you. He's always ready to support you, bro. He won't let go of you. And when we fall, we become blind, you know? We start to think, oh, maybe He's mad at me. Maybe I messed things up. It's not true, bro. It's a lie, bro. It's actually a lie. It's not true. Stop being so naive, bro. The devil is a liar. Come on now, stay with me. The devil is a liar. And I'm living proof of that. I'm getting better at it too, you know. Back then, when I would take a really big losing day and break a bunch of rules, I would be in my head for the next 3 days. I might lose the next 4 days, and I'd go through it. My family could see it on my face. I would just be not as productive. I'd be laying in bed more, and it used to really affect me. I'd be, you know, crying and all that stuff, crying myself to sleep, just thinking about, like, if this crap will ever work out. But, dude, it does, man, and I keep pushing forward, and I keep God first, and everything's changing, bro. You gotta put Him first. You gotta stay focused. You're gonna fail, and it's when you fail that what matters is how fast you can bounce back and go back to the cross. It's how fast can you return back to the cross. That's all that matters. How fast can you return back to the cross? I can't emphasize this enough, man. I can't. That's all that matters. How fast can you turn back to the cross? Don't you know God has plans to prosper you? Plans to flourish you? Plans to multiply you? He has many good plans. He loves you. His thoughts about you outnumber the grain of sand on the seashore. He's been thinking about you way before you were even born. He's had your whole life planned out before you were even born. He loves you, man. And you gotta stop letting these stupid failures and setbacks get between you and him, man. He just wants a relationship. You gotta stop. You gotta stop, bro. You know, I saw this video today, and people are still focused on faking it till you make it. You know, I'm not telling you to fake it till you make it. I'm telling you to faith it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that faith. And if you have faith, you're gonna get it. You know that verse. You gotta seek, ask, and knock. What is it? It's asking, it shall be given. Seeking, you shall receive. Knock, and door shall be open to you. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but it's real talk. You know, the last time I had a huge red day like this in trading, it took me 3 weeks to bounce back. But I declared it out loud yesterday, and I said, God, I'm not going to take 3 weeks again. This is not going to happen again. I'm going to return back to you, and I'm not going to be foolish again. Pick myself back up. I'm going to focus on the cross, and I'm going to return, and I'm going to fix this. And I'm going to put you first, and I'm going to work hard. And I didn't think it would happen the very next day. Hell no. You know, I was okay if it took a week. I had faith, though. I was locked in. And normally people, they take a loss like that, and they get scared, they size down. But I said, no, my God's too big, man. No, he's called me to bigger things. We don't have time to waste. We got to keep pushing. We got to be disciplined, and we got to do this the right way. And the very next day, I made it all back, and plus some. I made it all back plus some, bro. Y'all don't understand. You got to have that faith over fear, man. You can't let fear control you. Fear is not from God. You got to have faith. You got to be bold. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. That's real, bro. And having fear doesn't mean you don't have faith. You can still have fear and still have your faith in Jesus and be pushing forward. You can ignore it and keep your eyes focused on him. If you keep your eyes on him, if you keep your eyes on Jesus, you will not sink. He will not let you fall. I promise you. It's when you take your eyes off of him and you see all the waves around you and all the mountains and challenges, it's when you start to sink and drown. You start to think that he doesn't got you, but all you have to do is put your eyes back on him. If you put your eyes back on him, you'll be good. Just put your eyes on him. If you keep your eyes centered on Jesus, you will not sink. You will face troubles, but you will not fall. You will fall 7 times, and you will pick yourself back up again. You will keep going, and you shall endure the race to the end. You will not fall. I promise you. I am living proof. I've been seriously following God for maybe 2.5 years now, and I'm living proof. He has not let me fall. He's taken me out of some crazy things. Some crazy things. Maybe I'll make a video on it one day, but man, I have a crazy testimony, man. I grew up in a broken home. I grew up dead broke, man. I had a crazy childhood, and it's all because of God that I'm even still here, man. I shouldn't even be alive, but it's all Jesus, man. You gotta keep your eyes on him. He can transform, he can heal, he can restore. You know, it's like that analogy. You can take a step back, but you keep taking 2 steps forward. It's always, you're going to take a step back, but it's that step back that propels you to take the next 7 steps forward. You got to keep going. You got to have faith. You got to be bold. You got to declare it. You ask and you shall receive. You got to be bold. You got to declare it. You got to tell your mind, because your mind can't tell the difference between reality and what's real and what's not. So if you tell yourself you're a millionaire, if you tell yourself you're making it out, if you're telling yourself you're going to change, if you're telling yourself the only rule of your life is Jesus, if you tell yourself that, it'll be true. You choose who you serve, and I serve the only God of this universe. And I've seen him change my life, and I have visions that he's going to change it even more. And he's here moving, and if you're this far into the video, he's speaking to you. He's going to move in your life. He wants to move in your life. He can move inside of your obedience. You got to accept him, though. You got to believe in him. You got to let Jesus change you. Jesus works inside of your obedience. Imagine how crazy your life would be if you were obedient. If you gave him full obedience, imagine where you would be. Imagine the things he can do in your life if you just let him do it. If you just gave him full control, if you just surrendered it all, imagine where you'll be. I don't know who I'm speaking to, but I'm speaking to myself too, man. These are things I think about all the time. I'm broken too, but there's only one man that keeps us together, man. Without Jesus, I would be nothing. Without him, I would not be here right now. Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Are there not enough troubles for today? If you're so honed in on your setback, you won't be able to do what God has called you to do for today. You need to set your mind on him, get up, and get to work. He has a plan for you, and he can't work through you if you're not going to work. He can't work through you if you're not going to be obedient. He can't work through you if you're going to lay there and be lazy all day. You got to get up. You got to move on. You got to return back to the cross and return to him. He wants you, and he's calling to you, and his arms ready and open for you. It's time to return back to God, man. It's time to get up. It's time to return back to God. Put on that worship music. Put on that Christian music. Let's get going, man. We got to keep it going. He didn't bring you this far just to quit. Your setbacks are not going to define you. Even though when your plans fall apart, you still choose to follow. That's true faith. That's obedience. I don't know who needed to hear this, but God put this message on my heart. And even if this reaches one person, that's all that matters, bro. Hey, keep doing God's will. God loves you, man. Let's keep it going.